The FDA has approved a new painkiller, suzetrigine, and the media is already making waves. Marketed under the brand name Journavx, this non-opioid medication promises to treat pain without the addiction risks of opioids. But can it really deliver on that promise? Or are we just looking at another miracle cure destined to disappoint? To understand why suzetrigine is being hailed as a breakthrough, it's important to look at the history of pain relief, particularly opioids, which have long been the go-to solution for acute pain. The use of opium dates back to ancient civilizations, from the Sumerians and Egyptians to the Greeks and Romans, who praised it as a powerful pain reliever. In modern medicine, opioids like morphine, oxycodone, and fentanyl are still used for everything, from post-surgical recovery to cancer pain management. However, while opioids are effective at controlling pain, they come with a serious downside: addiction. In the 1990s, pharmaceutical companies aggressively marketed opioids as safe and non-addictive, leading to their widespread prescription. By the time the opioid crisis exploded in the early 2000s, millions of Americans were hooked on prescription painkillers and overdoses were on the rise. The CDC reports that from 1999 to 2021, nearly 600,000 Americans died from opioid overdoses. The addictive potential of opioids lies in how they affect the brain's reward system. When opioids bind to receptors in the brain, they trigger a flood of dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good hormone. This rush creates a sense of euphoria, but it also rewires the brain over time, making the person crave the drug to experience that high again. The body can also build a tolerance, meaning more of the drug is needed to achieve the same effect, leading to physical dependence and, in many cases, addiction. Opioid addiction is a complex disease that doesn't just impact the individual. Families, communities, and the healthcare system at large all bear the brunt of this crisis. Celebrities are no strangers to the destructive power of opioids either. Heath Ledger. The untimely death of actor Heath Ledger in 2008 shocked the world. Ledger, who had won critical acclaim for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, died from an accidental overdose of prescription medications, including opioids. His passing raised awareness about the dangers of prescription drug misuse, even among the rich and famous, and highlighted the need for stricter regulation of painkillers. Prince music legend Prince's death in 2016 was another tragic example. After years of battling hip pain, Prince reportedly became dependent on prescription opioids. Despite seeking treatment for his addiction, he passed away from an overdose of fentanyl, an opioid that's 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. Prince's death further cemented the fact that even those with the best resources aren't immune to the dangers of opioids. Star Matthew Perry struggled with addiction to opioids for much of his life. His addictions spiraled out of control, leading to several rehab stints and a near-death experience due to an overdose. In his memoir, Perry shared his long battle with painkillers, recounting how back surgeries and the pursuit of relief turned into an addiction that nearly took his life. These stories underscore the terrifying grip opioids can have, even on those who seem to have it all. It's no surprise, then, that many are excited about alternatives like suzetrigine. Suzetrigine works differently from opioids. Instead of acting on the brain's reward system, it targets voltage-gated sodium channels, which are found in neurons and muscle cells. These channels are crucial for the transmission of pain signals. By blocking these channels at the site of injury or inflammation, suzetrigine prevents pain signals from reaching the brain. This localized action means it's less likely to cause the addiction or systemic side effects associated with opioids. But it's important to remember that suzetrigine is approved only for short-term use in treating acute pain, typically following surgery. For now, it's not designed for chronic pain, which involves complex mechanisms beyond the reach of peripheral targeting medications like suzetrigine. The potential of suzetrigine becomes even more exciting when we consider the possibility of combining it with AI technology. Imagine a world where AI algorithms are used to prescribe the right dosage and determine the best treatment plan for each individual. AI could analyze a patient's medical history, genetic factors, and lifestyle to deliver personalized pain management solutions, ensuring that drugs like suzetrigine are used in the most effective and safest ways. Further, AI could help track a patient's response to the drug in real time, adjusting prescriptions to minimize side effects or potential interactions with other medications. Such a system could make pain relief more precise, potentially eliminating the trial and error approach that often accompanies opioid prescriptions. Suzetrigine is a step in the right direction, but it's far from the final solution. Its effectiveness in treating specific types of pain, like post-surgical discomfort, is promising. But the real challenge lies in its use for chronic pain. Centralized pain, often experienced by patients with conditions like fibromyalgia or neuropathic pain, isn't something suzetrigine can address. For that, we may need even more sophisticated treatments that go beyond the peripheral nervous system. While the development of this new painkiller offers a promising solution for those struggling with chronic pain, it's not the only breakthrough drug-making waves in the treatment world. Alongside this innovation, there's another powerful substance, Ibogaine, that is gaining attention for its potential to address not just physical pain, but also deep-rooted mental health issues and addiction. Unlike traditional painkillers, which often come with the risk of dependence and addiction, Ibogaine offers a holistic approach to healing by helping to reset the brain's neurotransmitter pathways, alleviating the mental and emotional trauma that so often accompanies chronic conditions. Just as this new painkiller is revolutionizing the treatment of physical pain, Ibogaine is providing hope for those battling substance abuse and mental health disorders, offering a route to long-term healing without the risk of addiction. Sean, a Marine Corps and Air Force veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, struggled daily with intense feelings of dread after losing his son to suicide in 2017. Trained to suppress his emotions in the military, Sean found it nearly impossible to process his grief. The longer he avoided confronting his pain, the heavier it became, affecting his relationships and mental health. "I kept trying to deal with it like I would in the military, just keep pressing forward," Sean shared. "But the longer I held on, the harder it became to figure out how to process it." In 2021, a chance encounter led Sean to a non-profit, Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions, VETS, which introduced him to Ibogaine, a powerful psychoactive substance used to treat addiction and trauma. Ibogaine, derived from the root of the iboga plant in Central Africa, has a history of use in indigenous healing rituals. Though illegal in the US, it is offered in clinics in Mexico and the Caribbean for a variety of mental health issues, including PTSD, addiction, and traumatic brain injury, TBI. Despite his doubts, Sean decided to try it at a clinic in Mexico. His experience turned out to be both the hardest and most transformative thing he had ever done. The psychedelic journey helped him confront buried emotions and trauma, offering him a path to emotional release and clarity. Ibogaine's unique ability to reset dopamine pathways in the brain sets it apart from other psychedelics like psilocybin or LSD. Dr. Deborah Mash, a leading researcher, explains that Ibogaine may help treat the underlying causes of addiction by regenerating neurons and improving cognition. Early studies have shown Ibogaine to be effective in treating substance use disorders, PTSD, and depression, with significant improvements in symptoms. One study from Stanford University in Nature Medicine showed that 88% of veterans with TBI who tried Ibogaine had reduced PTSD symptoms, 87% experienced less depression, and 81% reported decreased anxiety. Yet while promising, Ibogaine is not without risks, especially related to heart arrhythmias. Between 1990 and 2020, 33 deaths were reported due to improper dosing or lack of medical supervision. Proper monitoring, however, has shown Ibogaine to be safe in many cases, as demonstrated by a 2018 study with no adverse events. For Sean, the treatment gave him more than just relief from his mental health symptoms. It provided him with profound emotional clarity. He began processing the loss of his son and the trauma from his time in service. It didn't make everything perfect, Sean said, but it gave me a sense of understanding and a way to deal with the pain. In addition to Ibogaine, researchers are exploring noribogaine, a metabolite of the drug that might provide similar benefits with fewer side effects. With growing interest from lawmakers, researchers, and pharmaceutical companies, Ibogaine's potential to treat mental health disorders is gaining momentum. Today, Sean is living with greater openness and resilience, learning to integrate the lessons from his Ibogaine experience into his daily life. "I wanted to become a better person," he reflected. "It gave me clarity and helped me move forward." Both of these new drugs, one for pain relief without addiction and the other for healing both the mind and addiction, represent a major shift in how we treat chronic issues. Unlike traditional painkillers that often come with a dark side of dependence, these treatments offer real hope for lasting recovery. Whether easing physical pain or helping people confront deep emotional struggles, they promise a future where healing is more than just masking symptoms. Just as spiritualists predicted in their visions, the age of Aquarius is bound to bring amazing medical and drug breakthroughs. This is proof they were right, and this is just the beginning of many more advancements to come, just as they foresaw. As research continues, we may soon see a world where true recovery and balance are within reach for more people.